So first of all, good morning everyone. Welcome to this video. This is the third video of the Java class playlist. Okay, so let's see that what will be our topic for today. So here we can see that what is the topic. So Java third class is here. What is the Java, and with syntax and example we are going to see about the Java. What is the Java? Okay. So Java is nothing. Java is a class-based high-level, high object-oriented programming language. You can also say, but here object-oriented is the most important thing because in the C and the C++ both are the high-level language, but they have no. You can also say that only 5% object-oriented programming concept, that is a structure, union, and enum. Okay, and something little bits. So that's why here we must have to clarity that what is the object oriented. Java is a class based, that is a always we have the class and the objects inside the Java programming. Whatever we are going to, whenever we are going to return the source code in the Java program, then we must have the two things, that is a class and the objects. Java is a class based high level language. Okay, there is an object-oriented programming language developed by the James Gosling and his friends in the year 1991. Okay, so at the 1991, James Gosling and his friends have to develop the Java programming language. Which one is the object-oriented programming? So, what is the meaning of the object-oriented programming? Which programming is mainly used for the, you can say that in the single words, for the secure our data. Okay, so that is the object oriented, you can also say. Okay, because you can see that in the Java we are going to one and only secure our data very and very strictly. Okay, so that's why we can say that object oriented programming is the Java. And after that, this one have to be developed by the James Gosling and his friends in the 1991. Okay, and after that here we have the second point, that is a why Java when we have the C and C++ already. So basically the main reason is here that because the readability is here, and also we can say that write once time and use all time. Okay, so that is not the meaning of the readability. I want to say that that was a platform independent. Okay, that is not the platform dependent as a C and the C++. Means we can write once time and use all time. We can give the our exe file for the different systems. Okay, and that one, that exe file will be execute perfectly in that particular systems. Okay, so I hope that you have clarity that what I may want to say you is, you know, that C and C++ both are the platform dependent, but this one is not the platform dependent. Okay, and after that we are just going to see that what is the second point, we can run program in any system. Okay, so I have already said to you that what is the fun about, means we can write in Windows 10, and we can also give the .exe file for the Linux. So Linux will be also compatible for the execute our source codes. Okay, so I hope you have clarity. And after that, the second point is the first version of the Java nodes. The first version of the Java JDK 1 was there. Okay, JDK 1.0 was released on year 2nd January and 1996 by the Sun Microsystems. Okay, so this line is going to say that the first version of the JDK was JDK 1.0 was released on the year 2nd January and the 1996. After the 5 year, after development 5 years, we have to see that JDK 1.0 version have to come in the market. Okay, in the 2nd January 1996, but that one after developed by the James Gosling and with the help of his friends in the 1991, but in the market 1996 have to come. JDK have to come. Okay, and after that here we are going to see that what is the syntax for the our Java programs. Okay, so first of all we must have the class, I have already said. Okay, so public class will be there. Okay, public and the class and the class name. Because the public will be there, because the main reason is here that because of the main reason that we must have the public class, because whatever we are going to create inside the class, it's a public class, then we can access. But our class will be private or the default, at that time we can't access all these data. So that's why we must have to give the public. So public class and the class name. The second is a we must have the public method. Okay, that is a main method. As you know that what is the do you know that what is the meaning of the method? Method is nothing but the method is a same as the functions. Okay, so public static void main, there is a main function is here. Okay, and inside that we have the string, means any type of the argument that one can be contains a string. Because of the do you know that a string is what? A string is the collection of the any types of the data. Yes, and here we have the one just like a square bracket here. Okay, but that one have to missed by miss. Okay, and then args. So what is the meaning of the bracket and args? So arguments means any types of the argument can be hold by the hold means we can hold in the array. So that's why here we have the a square bracket. And after that args, that is a argument, not args, that is a that one is a by default things. Args means arguments, not the only argument. Arguments means we can pass the we can take here a lot of the arguments. Okay, means any types of the argument can be contained, can be hold by the this with the help of the these things. This one is going to show. Okay, and after that I want to say you something that here we have the system dot out dot println. So what is the meaning of the system and the out and the println? So basically here we have the system is nothing but you can say that is a class. Okay, and this one is a object. Okay, o is a object, s is a system is a class name, and dot operator with the help of the dot we have to one object. Okay, and again we have to use the dot operator because the with the help of the object we can access the method variables of that particular class. So we have to use the dot operator with the println. So println is nothing but you can say that println is a our one thing that is a method. Okay, and with the help of this method we can print the anythings or whatever we want. So it is a predefined all these things, that is a system dot out dot println. Okay, so I hope that you have the clarity that what is the meaning of all these things. So here one thing is that you must have to ask me that why we are not going to the writing the uh, so you must have to ask me that why we are going to again and again dot operator and all these things have to accessing. It is a println method is also accessing, because the main reason is here that all these things some basic packages have to import already by default for the every and each and every programs. Okay, so I hope that you have clarity. So that is a java.util package have already imported here, that was hiding. Okay, by default it is a predefined things. And after that I want to show you something that why main function class public. Okay, because why main function class public means what? Because the question is just going to say that what's the reason that we are just giving the method that is a main method as a public of the public class. Because the this one is not the written things, you must have to understand only. So we can see that runtime jvm will become in the main function. Then if main function will be not public mode, so at that time what will be happen, program will be not run, then main function will be not execute. So we should have to give the public access specifier. So that's why we have to use the public mode as a public access specifier. Okay, so why main function, that is a method of the public class, is the public mode, because the public access specifier is there. Because the runtime our jvm will become inside the main function, that is a main method. So then if a main function is not public, then our program will be not execute, program will be not run. Because because how is it possible, because when our compiler and the interpreter will be not come in the our main function. Okay, as you know that main function is the very important function in any program. Okay, in the C and the C++. So also we need the give the access specifier as the public mode. Okay, so that's why we have to give the public mode. Then main function will be not execute, so we must have to give the public access a specifier for the our main method. Okay, and after that here we are going to see that why we are going to writing the static public static void main. Okay, so because a static is here, because we should a static, because the main reason is here that, do you know one thing that one is the basic thing, that if you are going to use the create the static method, so at that time what will be happen, we must have to never think that create the object of that particular uh, method. Okay, so we can access that method directly with the help of the one thing that is a method name. Okay, so I will show you on the with the help of the codes, don't think about that after some times. Okay, so a static method is nothing but a method which one is going to calling with the help of the only and only, no any necessary here object, but object is also responsible for the calling that of method, but also the name of that method is also also enough for the calling that method. Okay, so that one is the funda that we must have to give the static, because of the main reason is here that main function, do know that main function is a, in the main function we are going to create the objects and all these things. So if our main function will be not called, so how all these things will be very bad things. Okay, so that's why our method will be static, means by default compiler, that is a JVM, will be compile this source code and execute all these things. Okay, so I hope that you have clarity. And after that here we are going to see that why that is a no return type. So why we are going to giving the no return type, why means no return type. Okay, so we can also take as a integer and the different things, so don't worry. And the main function is here we have the, inside the main we have the arguments, a string and a string, and then one bracket, that is a square bracket, and then args, that is the meaning of the any types of the arguments can be accept. Okay, and here we are going to see that some fundamental things of the that how can we save the our Java programs, and how can we compile, and how can we execute, means run our source codes. Okay, so for the saving our Java class, we must have to give the class name with the dot Java. Okay, and then the compilation, for the compilation of program, we must have to compilation, for the compilation we must have to give the C, that is a C means compile, so Java C, that is a Java compiler. Okay, so by default our compiler of the Java will be active, Java compiler class name dot Java. Okay, so this one will be responsible for the compile our source code, and then execution, for the execution Java and then Java class name, then will be enough for the execute our source code. But if your program is not going to execute, then you must have to Java and then class name dot Java. Okay, and then your program will be successfully run. Okay, so I hope that you have clarity. And after that I want to say you something, that we have the class, that is a class, we have the class that is a class A, name of our class that is a, then one is a I'm just show you that how we must have to save. So a dot Java. Okay, we can take a dot Java, b dot Java, anything you can take. Okay, but your project name and your public class name should be the one. Okay, means public will be here, if your public class is here, there's a public class, then a means what, your class project name should be also a dot Java. Okay, so I hope that you have clarity. And after that class A is here, and inside this we have the main method is here. This one is the any types of the data can be hold, this is the inside this bracket, means the one array is here, and you have the arguments, and the string means any types of the arguments can be accepted. Okay, and here we can see that one thing, that is a class, that is a system class is here. and object is here, and then println, that is a method. Okay, with the help of the object we are going to accessing the method of the system class, and then we have to use the welcome java. Whatever you want to print you can use this. Okay, and then we have to close our main method, and then class we have to close. Okay, and finally we can see that uh, all these things will be happen in the how to compile and this execute on the cmd. Okay, that is a java version and java ca.java. so here it is nothing. Okay, and don't think about it. It is a java version should be, you must have to understand that what am I want to say, that I want to say that you must have to jdk install after the 18. Okay, because there will be enough properties inside it. And after that I want to say that second step is the java c a.java, that is for the compilation of our source code. And here is the path. Okay, desktop is just like a path where our java file is existing. Okay, and then the java and a dot java, or also this one is enough, java and a, for the execute our source code. So I hope that you have clarity that how can we do that. Okay, so let's bye, meet you again in the next video with the next level of the programming concept in the java and the c and the c++ and the sql and the so many programming languages. So let's bye, meet you again in the next video. Let's bye.